Hey there, this is Michael J. Emery. I'd like to talk a little bit about synesthesias today. When I'm working with a client, one of the things that happens often is a person will have an interaction with their environment, and they'll pick up information through one of their five senses. And as they do this, they've got to make meaning out of what information they're pulling into their body. So just a brief overview, our five senses are kinesthetic, which is our sense of touch, visual, which is our sense of sight, auditory, our sense of hearing, olfactory, which is our sense of smell, and gustatory, which is our sense of taste. And all around us, I mean, as you can see in the backdrop, there are thousands of, or infinite numbers of different bits and pieces of information. It's in the colors, the sounds, everything that's happening beyond me or back behind me. And as I'm here in this environment, for example, I'm breathing in this brisk cold air in the morning, and it creates kind of an alert feeling in my body. It's kind of that supercharged early morning feeling. It has nothing to do with the coffee that I just drank. But what I'd like to build into here, though, is what happens with the synesthesia is we take a piece of information, we assign meaning to it, and we have a physiological reaction to it. A great example of a synesthesia would be the way that two people interact. And let's say that there are people that have been in a relationship for a long time. They get to the point where they believe that they understand what the other person's looks on their face mean, or what the other person's gestures mean. And it's something where, if we've probably all had this situation where you're dating somebody or you've been married to somebody for a while, and you can see that she or he has this look, and all of a sudden you get this bad feeling in your stomach. This is called a synesthesia, and what's happening is there's a mix between the information that you're pulling in through your visual senses, through your eyes, and that has been translated into kinesthetic internal feelings. It's also not unusual for an athlete, for example, to associate the sound of a starter pistol for a runner with an adrenaline rush that just charges their body, or for a business person to hear the sound of their manager and feel anxiety or feel tension in their body. And these are examples of synesthesias. Synesthesia is the mixture of a sense, and it creates a strategy. It's our body's normal reaction to how we can process this information. It's actually telling us what we're going to do next. So synesthesias are a way of allowing our bodies to generalize, or allowing the information that we're taking in through association to generalize itself, so that we don't have to continuously be learning and adapting to our environment. It's part of the way that our brain works. Now, the way that it becomes really powerful when I use synesthesias when working with clients is I can anchor a good state or a beneficial emotion to a situational experience or a specific context. So imagine, what would it be like if, say in a business context, you were to go and you were to meet with somebody new, and you had to give a presentation or you had to do a sales pitch. But as soon as you got into the presence of this person, you saw their face and you understood the context, that you had a calming state, a calming emotional state, and a lot of clarity about what you're going to talk about, and also the ability to be very present in your body. And the states that I define there, they're clarity, presence, and calmness. And with that, you would likely be able to articulate very well what it is that you want to achieve, and also be present to respond in real time to the other person without going into your head and creating an internal dialogue. So synesthesias can be very powerful, and they can be anchored into our bodies in a way that's beneficial for us. Often for the average person, most of us, we just ran synesthesias by default, and it's something that can be limiting at times because we've created a strategy to deal with a situation in the past, and it's not necessarily the most beneficial for what we're experiencing today or what we want to experience tomorrow. So I hope this has been insightful. Visit my website, www.michaeljemery.com, if you're curious to see other videos and would like more information regarding my coaching services. Have a great day. Be amazing.